Okay.
While we kill time, Gil, before we talk about the Nun 2, what are your thoughts on the other Conjuring films? Feel free to say those thoughts slowly while we wait for her to show up.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
Great job, Gil.
just kidding.
What a treat.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I have the perfect sound effect for this. Ready?
Okay.
Ask me again.
Gil, what are your thoughts on the Conjuring films leading up to the Nun?
Do you also have the... There we go. That'll work.
Okay, The Conjuring, though.
Yeah.
I like the Conjuring movies. I feel like they are just competently told, solid ghost stories. I was thinking about it today. Why have they been more successful than other horror movies? Because I feel like if you look at just the stories, they're not that unique or different. I think the special ingredient for the Conjuring movies is the casting and just the great characters. Like even in the spin-offs, like The Nun, I don't think the first one was that great a movie, but I thought the characters were great. Like I love the Maurice character. I can't remember her name, but Lorraine's, the actress's daughter, who looks so much like her.
It's her sister.
Sister. Okay.
Yeah.
But just great characters and just solid ghost stories. The other thing too, I was watching a lot of classic horror movies recently, like Frankenstein, Dracula, and stuff. And one thing that is so good about them for the Halloween vibes is just the atmosphere and the like Dracula's castle or the gaslit streets in Jekyll and Hyde. And I feel like you get a lot of that period piece type stuff from The Nun, the first one and the second one.
Yeah, I did an episode on like all the Conjuring films, and I think I said The Nun was my favorite one out of all of them.
Wow.
I actually
agree.
Son of a bitch, there she is. Sit the hell down. We had to kill time. Oh, guys, Gil, here, Gil, do you want to play an applause on your soundboard? There she is. Okay.
He's muted again.
Oh, no.
Just a smile on his face.
What a disaster. Folks, you got three guys here that know how to use audio equipment. Come on over to our channel. Subscribe to Official Joey, Gil, Adam Does Movies.
Are we back?
I guess.
Do not... Crystal, for the love of God, do not touch this cord or the mic. Okay. Yes, I like The Nun the most out of all the Conjuring films. I actually like the spin-offs way more than the mainline films. I feel like I might be the minority. Not the first Annabelle, but the other ones. Joey, do you like the Conjurings?
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I do like the spin-offs better than the original movies. Still fantastic horror movies, but The Nun is without a doubt my favorite. Like the original Nun, but
okay.
I do love that the lore is so deep that they have all these spin-off stories that keep the series fresh for me.
What the hell are you? Oh my God, I'm gonna kill her. She just had TikTok open.
I turned my phone on for a second.
Adam, what do you think about the Conjuring and the
Nun? I'm trying to pull up.
Don't pull up anything.
I feel like I shouldn't talk. I'm scared to talk.
Guys, this is why I'm not allowed on live streams. I'm sorry.
I really enjoy the Conjuring 1 and 2. The third one, The Devil Made Me Do It, or whatever it's called, was garbage.
Yeah, that sucked.
I don't really care about any of the spin-offs either. They're not very good.
Really? Did you not like the Nun 1?
No, I didn't like the Nun.
Wow, interesting.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of... I couldn't even finish it.
You know what? I don't trust any of your opinions anyway because of the screen behind you.
I'll rectify that in a a little while, Crystal.
No.
Just give me some time.
So the Nun 2, I went to the Nun 2, and guys, I don't even know this, but you know how there were people going around sabotaging screenings of Sound of Freedom? They were turning the air condition off and everything. Well, those guys...
There he goes.
Hey, you know what happened? The Sound of Freedom people heard him. They cut his mic. Because they're doing it again.
I hit the goddamn mic. Someone send a super chat in so I can get a better microphone.
I'm looking at photos on Google of Crystal Quinn to put on the TV, and I'm like a little concerned that my wife is going to see some of these and be like, Adam, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
For charity.
Okay. So those people targeted my theater because I went to see this with Casey and there was no goddamn heat in the theater on opening night. Also, it took a half hour for the film to start because they had an issue with the projector. But when the movie did start, I watched it and I actually enjoyed it not as much as the first one. I thought some of the scares are really good. I love what they do with what's her name, Valak, where you constantly see images of her projected on things like the magazine. I thought was cool. I like when there's like a wall where like the wallpaper is peeling and it's making her face. I thought that was cool as hell. I don't know. What did you think of the Nun 2?
I didn't hate it. I liked the Nun 1 better than Nun 2. The second one felt a little forced. It was kind of all over with the plot. I couldn't. Hey, Adam.
That better?
Oh, that's a good one. You picked a good, pretty one.
Yeah, it's a nice photo. Nice composition. Looks a little better than Tony's photo.
Thank you.
I'm going to mute everyone's goddamn mic in a second. Okay, continue talking about Nun 2.
Anyway. The Nun 2, I just felt like it was all over the place. I didn't find it as exciting as Nun 1, but it was still fun to watch. The other Conjuring movies, I think. Annabelle's are my favorite.
Yeah.
The Conjuring's was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but nowhere near as much as the first one. Gil, how did you feel about Nun 2?
I thought it was solid. I saw the first one a while ago. I feel like I felt pretty similarly about both of them. I won't just repeat everything you said. So just trying to think of, the magazine thing you mentioned. I thought that was really cool. I also liked I got some like Indiana Jones vibes almost with how they actually solved everything and the ancient artifacts and stuff. I thought was cool.
It was a bit much when the nun ran away from a boulder. I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was kind of normal. You know, what nuns don't run away from?
Right.
I thought that was simple. Like,
They introduced like a relic that's like from a saint. It's her eyes for some reason. Okay. Were you guys confused by Valak's abilities? Because they're able to just burn a priest alive at a church. And then they never use this power against like the main characters.
Until the end. Like this, she could do everything and anything she wants. And which doesn't make sense because she's going after very specific people. Even in the other movies, if you watch, what was it? When she comes back.
Conjuring 2.
Was it Conjuring 2?
That's the
where
one.
She's in it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that Conjuring 2 or 3?
No, it's 2.
It's 2.
Oh, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all mesh in my head. But yeah, why couldn't she even use that? Like if you're going through the series, like at least have her have the same damn powers for the entire series.
And I don't think we ever got a good reason for why she was so easily able to kill those specific people, like with no hesitation. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. Joey, where do you stand on this film?
Yeah, I was like pretty disappointed for this movie because I saw a bunch of people talk shit about it on X. But you know, the horror genre is so saturated with like nuns and demons, and this movie definitely didn't like reinvent the wheel, but it felt refreshing. I thought it was spooky. I did appreciate like the hints of the ending throughout the film, and I feel like it all came together nicely at the end. It wasn't, I felt at least, it wasn't overly reliant on jump scares. Like they were kind of like spread out sporadically, so it kind of kept me on the edge of my seat. And yeah, I dug the pacing of it. The story wasn't anything to write home about, I guess. But
one of the issues was the first film, you don't know that Frenchie is Maurice, the guy they're talking about in The Conjuring, until the very end. But for this one, you know who he is now. So him being possessed by the nun and like, oh no, is he going to snap out of it? It's like, well, yeah, no, I know he snaps out of it. I've seen the other movies.
Wait, does it at the end of the first one, he's possessed, right?
He doesn't know. Yeah, I guess he is. Yeah.
But there's a clip of him being possessed in the very first one.
In the first Conjuring, yeah.
But we never see that clip again in the second one. Why? Do you ever realize that in the second Nun?
I don't know. I didn't make the movie.
Nun 1, I think at the very, very end, we see a small clip, right?
They go back to it towards the end of the Nun too. They show like what happened. And so they actually add on to the scene where they're in that little fountain of youth thing or whatever in the in the wishing well. Yeah, they go back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, overall it was fine. I will say this thing scared the shit out of me. This goat demon. I don't know why. This thing just made me really uncomfortable. This tiny little goat guy. I don't like the way it walked. I didn't like the sounds it made. I'm like, oh, I don't like anything about this. This is freaking me out.
So did these creatures it just appear like the nun made these
it disappeared off the stained glass because the goat was on there and then it was gone.
But where did these powers come from?
I don't know.
Why can't we just make random stained glass?
You guys are asking
magazines and walls and stuff.
You guys are way more concerned with answering questions than the writers of this movie were.
No,
I was confused.
I'm still trying to figure out why the Vatican's sending like 2 teenagers to figure out how to stop a nun. Like, we got the best of the best here. These 2 little girls are gonna save the day.
Well, they, it's the Catholic Church. They do like a nun.
Yeah,
I was a little confused.
We're not giving them our boys. We need to keep the boys close.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I got you. I read you.
Anyway, I was a little confused because the Annabelle demon is a goat man. So for a minute, I thought this was the Annabelle demon, but I guess it's his little brother. Either way, I don't like the way it read. It maybe I was just like, nah, don't like anything about this. It was really, really creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, Nun 2, I think it's completely serviceable. I did like some of the themes it had. I did like the whole Frenchie stuff. The mom in the movie was bothering me the whole movie. I'm like, where the hell do I know this actress? And it turns out it's the girl from the Narnia films. I had to Google that right after the movie. I'm like, it's gonna bother me all night if I don't know who that person is. But yeah, I would recommend Nun 2. Just don't get too hyped for it.